Hi guys, my name is Tessa Levy, and for my project this week, I made cinnamon date, honey, and pistachio babka buns. So rather than talking about the entire dish, I will be focusing on the pistachios for this project, but I did want to say that I made the babka buns because of my Jewish heritage, and I just think that that's pretty cool. I've never tried them before, and I thought that they were really good. So it's cool to think that like people from my same heritage have been eating those for a while. And I've never tried them before. So they're really good. But rather than talking about that, we're going to be talking about pistachios. So the history and current issues for pistachios are culturally, they originated in the Middle East, and the Romans were actually the first Europeans to import the pistachio seeds. And regionally, pistachio seeds are native to dry and warm climates. They originated from areas as south as the Middle East to as north as southern Russia. And right now, the California is actually the biggest producers of pistachios. Socially, China by far consumes the most pistachios, but most countries have them available at most grocery stores. The nutrient composition of pistachios. So I'm gonna try to go through all of these. So a serving size is 1 ounce, 28 grams, or 49 kernels. There's 150 calories per serving, and that's more per serving than any other snack nut. There's 13 total grams of fat, 5.72 grams of protein, and 3 grams of fiber. It's really a good source of vitamins and minerals, and it has manganese, copper, phosphorus, and vitamin B6 in it. It can also lower your chances of developing cardiovascular disease. A 2 ounce serving contains more potassium than a large banana, so it's a really good source of potassium. It can stay fresh for up to a year in the refrigerator and up to 3 years in the freezer. And they have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. So pistachios and disease. Pistachios can actually lower your risk of developing cardiovascular disease. And eating pistachios regularly can have positive effects on high blood pressure, coronary heart disease, and diabetes. And in general, pistachios are very good for your heart. Next, are your pistachios fresh? So first, I want to go over the shelf life. They can last for about a year on the shelf, over a year in the fridge, and up to 3 years in the freezer. And so good pistachios, as you can see here, are full rounded nuts that are green or yellow. They have a little bit of purple on them as well. And so they're full and rounded, green and yellow. This is what they look like, unlike the bad pistachios that are brown and shriveled up. That's what these look like. They're bad. Agricultural information. So pistachios are in season from September to November, so it's a really short season actually. They're available at stores year round and they're relatively sustainable. They have the lowest carbon footprint of all nuts. So how I prepared this dish, what I first did was I made the dough and then you had to let it prove and rise overnight. So I let that happen. And then the next day I made the filling and I formed the rolls. And so in the filling is like the dates, the cinnamon, and the pistachios. And then I put more pistachios on top as well. So that was really good. And then, so after like making the filling and forming the rolls, you bake it. And then you bake it for like 20 minutes. And then while it's baking, you make the syrup. And the syrup has water, honey, and sugar in it. And it turned out bad, but I think that's because I made it badly. But I think it would be pretty good if someone actually made it correctly. And yeah, it was really good. And then you put the syrup on it and you serve. So how was it? I have three main thoughts. So my first thought is that pistachios do not belong in pastries. As just me, but nuts and pastries did not work for me. I'm not sure about it. My second thought is the syrup I made tasted like pure sugar and it was so grainy, but if made right, I bet it would be very, very good. But I did not make it right, apparently. So it was actually pretty bad. And my third thought is that it was like a cinnamon roll. So I love that part. with like without the frosting, it was great. So here it is. I made a little video. That's the icing. And then the finished product. So lastly, I'm going to go over my social cultural perspectives versus others. So as an American, I view pistachios as like part of the healthy food trend that is popular in our society. And other cultures may not really view pistachios as part of the healthy food trend because it's not as popular in other countries. And so it's honestly probably just recognized as another healthy nut in other countries. And in China, pistachios are known as the happy nut because it looks like a smile. These are my sources, and thanks for listening.